Hello and welcome back, YouTube. So it's still Friday, April 7th, 2023, 1:12 p.m. Oh yeah, I was here at the MVD for a while. They changed the way they handle the waiting line since the last time I was here, and this is the worst I've seen it for a long time. It's like you go in and get a number. I don't know why you go in and get a number, because they don't call the numbers. And unlike the kiosk where you used to go in and get a number where it would ask what you were doing, and you would like kind of pick a general category of what you were there to do, and you would get like a letter number combination, and which would vary like how long you had to wait for whatever specific thing. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They just give you a number that's A followed by a number. Mine was A168, and then then you get in this common feeder switchback line where everybody's supposed to be standing up, and yeah, I was in that line forever, and yeah, I was in that line for entirely too long, and it please don't stall out. It's acting like it's going to stall out. It hasn't yet, though. Construction workers power washing the metal plate in the street. It's kind of loud. Wow, with the lane restriction down to one lane, it is going to be really hard to get out of here. You know, it'd be nice if the way they set up this detour right now, where it's just one lane northbound, if they would make it. I kind of just cut off the car behind me. If they would make it 2 lanes coming out of that intersection, and then slowly reduce it down to 1 lane, or just 2 lanes all the way to here, because I didn't see any construction north of the intersection I got on there at. That would have been helpful. That way traffic coming out of there could turn right, because there's a pretty steady stream of cars coming out of the MVD, and then there's other stuff there as well. I just passed where Big Surf was. I heard Big Surf was permanently closed. I wasn't watching that direction to see if it's been bulldozed and removed, but that's certainly a big part of my childhood and young adulthood that I'm very sad to see gone. I am super thirsty, but I saw that thing about the jobs. It didn't say tapeworm. It's a Tempe something. Speaking of Tempe something, I got a Tempe police officer right behind me. Good times. Yeah, long wait in line. It used to be you get your number and then you could sit down in a waiting area, and it'd be a long wait, but at least you could sit down comfortably and just kind of, do whatever you're gonna do, read a book, or fart around on your smartphone, or whatever, until, talk to a friend if you brought a friend. We're having some very entertaining conversations with my daughter Lily when she was really young while waiting at the MVD in those seats. But yeah, the seats are gone. Now it's just this giant common feeder line where everybody's supposed to be standing up. Yeah, I'm not standing up for that long if I'm not being paid to be standing up for that long. So yeah, I just sat down, cross-legged, Indian style, and waited. And waited for the, and just kind of scoot myself and my stuff along on the floor as the line moved. And people look at me funny when I do that, but you know what? Yeah, I gotta stand up all night long at work, 10.5 hours. No, I'm not standing for hours waiting at the MVD. It's not happening. I don't have a problem. I'm not too proud to sit on the floor. I can sit on the floor. Ah, damn it. Car just stalled out. At least I don't have the cop following me anymore. Wow, we got like lane restrictions down the one lane on southbound Scottsdale Road too. Yeah, you think that there'd be a law that they could only restrict like one major thoroughfare adjacent to each other at a time. You know what I mean? If they shouldn't be allowed to put lane restrictions on Hayden if this is a brand new Del Taco. They shouldn't be able to put, in fact, I've never come to this before, ever. I didn't even know they were opening or building this. So glad it's here. Anyway, yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to put any lane restrictions on Scottsdale if Hayden has lane restrictions and vice versa. Because by restricting both of them southbound, that's just creating a traffic problem. So very warm in the car. I'm not sure what the temperature is today. Wonder if I can, forget if there's a way for me to see that on my iPhone. I think there is. 79 degrees. Oh, it was saying 79 now. It just changed to 78 degrees. Partly cloudy in Tempe. The high of 82. Forecast is for it to get up into the 90s over Easter weekend. So yeah, not looking forward to that at all, especially since I still don't have air conditioning in this car. It's just crazy how it went from cold to hot just almost instantaneously. All right, looks like we've got a panhandler harassing people in the drive-thru line.
Welcome to Taco. How can I help you?
Yeah, I just want to get I'll do the 2 for $7 mix and match with 2 Del Combo burritos with green sauce instead of red sauce.
So, get out the red sauce?
Yeah, no red sauce, just green sauce.
Okay.
And that'll be it for me.
It's gonna be $7.89 at the window. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Wow. It wasn't that long ago that was 2 for $5. That's a lot of money. I shouldn't be spending that much. I don't know. Oh, God. And I just started my day like watching a Caleb Hammer video where he was just going off at this young guy who's like in his mid-20s for just constantly eating fast food every day and having money issues because he was eating fast food every day. I'm like totally being that guy right now. Although his response to it was, well, I gotta eat. And he was generally eating at places more expensive than Del Taco, although suddenly Del Taco got expensive. Damn. That order used to be $5 and change. Now is damn near, oh, I forgot. Was it damn near $8 or damn near $9? Whatever. It wasn't cheap. Now, to be fair, these are pretty good sized burritos, and I'll probably only eat one of them, and I'll take the other one to work with me. So I'm going to get a couple meals out of it. But still, damn. Now, this guy on the Caleb Hammer video, and I'll try to remember to link it in my video description. This guy was typically doing like more expensive, fast casual, and doing a lot of regular stops at coffee shops where he was spending like $10 every time he went there. It's doing this like 2 or 3 times a day, every day. So I'm a lot more frugal than that with my fast food, but I don't know, I'm just feeling right now like maybe I shouldn't be spending what I'm spending right here, right now, especially since I'm doing it on my credit card.
Hello.
Hi. Hang on. When did this location open?
Sorry, what?
When did this location open? I've never even seen this before. So it's been a whole year?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I just never come to Scottsdale anymore. I mean, I live on Del Taco. I live like by the one over at 44th Street in McDowell. Yeah. Yeah, it does now. They used to have really good management there, and then when she left, like it's just gone to shit since. The food's still good, but the service ain't.
Would you like any sauce?
Oh no, I'm good. Thank you.
Got one for you.
And can I get my receipt, please? My receipt, please. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Wow, the manager like leaned over to talk to me. That was really cool. He seemed really cool. He said they've been here nearly a year. I can't believe they've been here nearly a year, and I didn't even know. Damn. Just shows how much I just haven't got around in the last year. How my life has just been the space between my Amazon warehouse and the space between my Amazon warehouse and home. And a couple of dive bars nearby. Oh, and of course, Bullocks until about 4 or 5 months ago, whenever the hell I quit there. And I'm gonna go with it's did I quit or did I get fired? I mean, he said I got fired. I'm gonna go with quit because I didn't show up, and that was kind of actively quitting. And it was after that he told me I was fired, and I said thank you. So I think I think if I do the math on that, it equates to quit. Trying to remember what used to be on that corner. I feel like that corner was that was Weber. That would be the southeast corner of Weber and Scottsdale Road in Tempe, and I feel like that for a long time was just an empty lot. So nice to see a Del Taco there. Always happy to see more Del Tacos. Love the Del Taco, even though the prices are going up. But I mean, food prices are just jumping up everywhere. At least, I mean, I did get 2 pretty good sized burritos for $7.89 with tax. I don't know, that's still pretty pricey. It hits the spot though. For me, I'm not even going with the line of, I gotta eat. Because I mean, I could go home and just get some have more plain ass bologna sandwiches or chips and salsa. I think that's really all I got that I can eat at home right now. Or I could have went and bought some ramen, but I don't really have a kitchen that I feel comfortable cooking anything at right now. But I could have ate cheaper things on the menu as well. So there's that. Simultaneously hearing Caleb Hammer and Dave Ramsey tell me I'm an idiot for just putting that on my Discover card. But yeah, my Discover card payment went through. Of all the card payments that I do, for some reason that one always seems to be the most laggy between the time that I put it through in the app and then the time that the funds are available, and there's a little bit more lag when they text me or whatever it is, when I get the push through message telling me that they've received it. Actually, I think I get push through messages from email and text and pop up messages from that app. I think I get all 3 like all at once. Oh wow, that mechanic shop went out of business. I forget what that was on the right there, but sad to see them out of business. So this is an area that my most recent time of being intimate with this part of town, for lack of a better word to use, was when I was, I really should be in the left lane right now. Was when I was a juicer for Lime, but boy, the area sure has changed in appearance a lot since then. I don't know, to me, not having Papago Plaza on the left here is just jarring. That was just such a notable landmark for me. And the sad thing is that they said there were plans to build an Aldi at this corner, and obviously those fell through. So now nothing but like mid-rise luxury apartments that nobody I know could afford to live in. And everybody I know who could afford to live in it would be better off to buy a house, or rent a house. So, interestingly enough, the Wells Fargo branch is still there on the left. in an architectural style that was built to match Papago Plaza. Go figure. I wonder if there's still a chunk of Papago Plaza at the end here. Nope, it's all gone. There was a small chunk of Papago Plaza that was still kind of sitting there where the rub and tug massage place was, but nope, it's gone too. Yeah, this used to be the Scottsdale Motor Mile. There's still the certified Benz and Beamer dealership, but other than that, boy, it just doesn't even look the same with all the apartments and luxury apartments, luxury condos. It's the other part of the certified Benz and Beamer dealership. At least it's still there. Oh, and the Circle K is still there on the right. That's where I should be going right now. I totally forgot that one was there. I'm all headed. You know what? I think I'm still going to head to the one on 52nd Street instead of this one. Just because I haven't been into this one on 68th Street in a long time. And I got exceptionally good service the last time I went to the one on 52nd Street. She gave me a free drink because I let her know that the nozzles were missing. And she immediately stopped and fixed the nozzles. More new apartments on the left. I forget what auto dealership used to be there. We got more apartments going in on the right. There was like an auto mall of several dealerships here on the right. But more. All those are gone, replaced by a new. Oh, and a daily drip overpriced coffee and dessert spot. Yeah, it's just crazy how different this drive that I'm taking looks compared to what it looked like, I want to say 3 years ago when I'd be driving all over that area constantly. It's kind of neat seeing the Lime scooters back all over the place though, because that's when I was in that area, like that's what had me so intimately familiar with it. I mean, I was previously super familiar with it, you know, from being a cab driver in that area, but yeah, I had a good solid 2 years, well, nearly 2 years of Lime. Working primarily in that part of Scottsdale and North Tempe, and in and out of all those parking lots and stuff, picking up Lime scooters and dropping off Lime scooters. Nice to see people up and hiking around on the left there, around Papago Park. I always love this view. I don't think this view will ever not make me feel good. Even as depressed as I feel like kind of right now, just looking out over the Phoenix skyline as I come down across the National Guard, across the National Guard base. That's what this light here is. It's Bushmaster, and it's Papago Park Military Reservation, Arizona Department of Emergency and Military Affairs. So yeah, it's Arizona National Guard. They're on both sides of McDowell. Adjacent to Papago Park. And to the right, not that you can see in my video, but to the right I can see the hump of Camelback Mountain as well. So I was talking about my trip to the DMV. Yeah, really long wait in line, but I made the most of it. And I called customer service for Mint Mobile on my Obamaphone. And the touch tone, for some reason, the touch tone parts were very difficult. Like I had to repeat my responses numerous times, and I don't know whether to blame that on the Obamaphone or whether to blame that on the automated system for Mint Mobile. But yeah, getting past the touch tone part was super difficult. Like it repeated my phone number back to me, and I repeated it wrong. I had to do it again. And one thing that really frustrates me is when you've got to do touch tone things, is how like when you get done entering the touch tones, it immediately starts talking back to you. But using a smartphone, like when you're entering touch tones, you've got the phone in your hand, and then there's that time that it takes after you're done doing that to put it back up to your ear when you can hear it. And usually by the time I bring it up to my ear, like I've missed half of whatever they're saying. So I have to sit and wait for them to get frustrated because I'm not responding to what they're asking me to do because I missed it, and then wait for them to repeat it. And sometimes it takes a while for them to realize I'm not responding. And I don't know, I just find those kinds of phone systems super, super frustrating. But eventually I did get through to somebody, She was very, very friendly. The accent was a little hard to understand. Definitely something more Asian, more Eastern Asian than Indian. Because I really struggle with the Indian accents, but the Asian ones I can usually kind of sort it out. But yeah, she was very sweet, very helpful, and it took me a while to get through all the stuff, but eventually she walked me through a procedure in the Apple, and I'm glad that it was good foresight on my part that I chose to call her on the Obamaphone. That way the iPhone would be free for me to do the settings and do whatever she prompted me to do, because I really couldn't have done that if I was on the phone with her on the iPhone. And had she told me what to do, there's no way I would have remembered all the steps to do it later and then try to call back. So good call on my part, calling her on the other phone. Unfortunately, I had another phone caller on, but I forget exactly what I did, but it was somewhere kind of deep in settings. Nothing I would have ever found for myself. Something about resetting network settings. I got a feeling I probably forgot in doing that. It's probably forgot all my Wi-Fi passwords. So that's going to be a struggle for a while. But I got internet going again, and she told me I'd only used 4 gigs of my 15 gigs. She did confirm that my 10 gigs has been up to 15 gigs. That all the 10 gig plans now get 15 gigs a month. That I'd only used 4. So on the bright side, it helped me conserve my data really well. I got all kinds. It's more data than I still have more 11 gigs left, and I'm used to only having 10. So rationing out 10. So that's a good thing. But yeah, it's been working since she got me through that, so that was really nice. And whatever that problem was also what was stopping me from recovering my password with the Mint Mobile app. I didn't go through the whole password recovery thing because I really struggle with stuff like that, and sometimes I need a pen to write stuff down because I forget it, and the time I look at it and then have to key it in, and yeah, that was more than I felt like I was up to doing while in line at the MVD. Other notable things that happened at the MVD. Some worker there came over with 2 kids, and whose kids are these? And was very upset and super rude to the mother who was ignoring her kids. Apparently, I don't know what the kids were doing, but yeah, single mom or I don't know if she was a single mom, but she was there by herself. There's no father present with her, and she was completely unaware that her kids were not with her, which is, yeah, that's not good. A very, very dark-skinned black woman, and she, I do feel like the DMV worker who brought her kids back to her was like excessively rude to her in the way she did it, but I kind of feel her pain of just little kids running wild in the MVD. That said, that common feeder, everybody standing up for an hour plus in line is not a good setup. I mean, for someone who's been there before with kids, and that's not an easy place for kids to, chill and wait with nothing to do. At least being able to sit in a waiting room with chairs, gives them the option of having color books or storybooks or a tablet or something. So I definitely feel the single mom's pain. Also had some guy that was covered in facial tattoos approach me, and he was scary looking. Like I was trying to ask me something while I was on the phone with Mint Mobile customer support. And anybody that looks that scary, like I'm really not trying to be engaged by that person, even if I'm not in the middle of a phone call. So A, dude, you're rude for interrupting me while I was on the phone, and B, you can't expect no people are going to want to just talk to you whatsoever outside of weird, creepy fetish clubs if you've got your entire face just covered in creepy-looking tattoos. Just saying. Like, not saying you shouldn't have the freedom to do that, but just, actions have consequences. The consequence of doing that to your face is people don't want to talk to you. People find that just creepy as fuck. I mean, just looking at it made me sick to my stomach. It did. Talking earlier about how I had such a bad experience at Social Security with the worker there. Complete opposite here at the MVD. No plexiglass separating us. He didn't have a muzzle over his face. Like, he just man to man. He's sitting down, and it was totally helpful. I got my registration taken care of for the next 2 years. It was actually very inexpensive. I don't remember how much it was. I have a terrible memory like that. But it was I don't know, less than $50-ish. Hang on, do I have a receipt for it? It says. Oh, that's a $4 receipt. That's how much it cost for him to print and mail me a new title. At first I was like, you know what, I think I'll hold off on the title. Well, how much is it? Oh, it's $4. $4? Fuck it. Mail it to me. That way I don't have to wonder about where it is. Yeah, $50 is pretty close. $47.88 for 2 years. 2 years of registration. Wow, and $16 of that was a penalty fee for not getting it registered before it expired. So it could have been even cheaper. You know, I can't be mad about that. I brought that on myself. That's $16. That's a $16. That's not even before tax. I had the money to cover that. I just, you know, that's just me forgetting when things are due, and I got to get a better system for doing that because my memory is not good. But yeah, that's very, very reasonable for, you know, being registered. And it'll be a 2-year registration from when my last registration expired. So I feel like I'm probably 3 or 4 months into that right now. So anyway, yeah, that's one less thing I got to worry about. I kind of confused him because I said I needed new plates, and that's just me being, you know, me being me and conflating stuff. But he was kind enough to ask me. He's like, "Well, do you need plates? Because I'm sure you got plates. You just need a registration and sticker." I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you, thank you for understanding what I need better than I do and seeing through my bad communications." I mean, that was honestly one of the best MVD workers I've ever experienced with. I mean, not only did he help me with that, he helped me with my forms to make sure that it was of record that my other 4 vehicles that have previously been registered in the state of Arizona are inoperable vehicles, and from what time. And since I can't really remember like at what time they became inoperable, but I can remember at what time they became inoperable relative to me getting the cars that replaced them. So I'd be like, well, hey, you know, I don't remember when it broke down, but when did I register the Lexus? Because it would have literally been the week that I registered, like the date I registered the Lexus, like that's the last day that I drove the 97 Civic, you know, and stuff like that. And I can remember that, you know, when did I, you know, I don't remember the year and the month or anything, but can you look up when I first registered the Benz? Because 6 weeks prior to that is when the Lexus quit being drivable. Anyway, we went through that with all of the vehicles, so I got all 4 of them, so that's taken care of. One thing I don't need to worry about, and hopefully I won't be penalized for that in the future if I ever do go to re-register or transfer title on any of those. But where that guy really went the extra mile is as if that whole experience and all his patience with me up until that point wasn't impressive enough. I left my iPhone 6 sitting there in front of his place, and he ran out of the building to try to catch me with it. So, God, thank you. All right, I'm getting pop-up notice saying battery temperature is too high. In order to protect, please wait until the battery before using. So I got to cut this off. I got to cut this off anyway, but yeah, it's overheating. All right, welcome back, YouTube. It's still Friday, 1:46 p.m. Just got my drink at Circle K. And yeah, I said I wasn't going to use this iPhone camera anymore because, as you can see, it's all kinds of jacked up. But wow, the fuel pump is getting really bad. Like the whole time backing up right there, it felt like it was going to stall out. It is so hot in the car right now. It is really, really hot in the car right now. I'm sweating and really uncomfortable. And I totally forgot that when I left the MVD that my plan was to go to the repair shop that I bought this iPhone at, I totally forgot about that because I was kind of close to it at that DMV, because that DMV is on McKellips, on the north end of McKellips, north end of McClintock, by McKellips, where McClintock turns into Hayden, and his store is on McClintock, just south of Apache. So I was just a couple miles north of there, and I totally forgot that that's the next place I was planning on going. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like backtracking there from here, especially as hot as it is in my car and how bad my neck is sweating and it's gross. So I'm just gonna have to put that on another day. I feel like I'm getting tired enough now. I might be able to take a good solid nap before I have to go to work, and hopefully I can set all these alarms in order to wake me up, and I'll wake up on time, because I really can't afford to keep being late for work. I mean, I can't afford to keep eating into my UPT and my PTO, and at the same time, I can't afford to lose the pay. So, and I think I'm into overtime now. Well, no, I'm probably not into overtime because of the 5 hours. The one shift I showed up 5 hours late, but half of the shift should be overtime. Actually, it'll be probably a little more than half of the shift, because I've had quite a few shifts where I've had to kind of stay late. So, anyway, I want to make it to work on time. I really do, because hopefully I can get a bit of a nap. I wonder what the hell that noise was. But yeah, it's way uncomfortably hot in the car right now. I don't like driving with the windows open because it's so noisy and it ruffles me. I'm feeling the wind against my skin. It really irritates me. So that's not good. Oh, really nothing else to say. I mean, that was the trip to the DMV, and I'm glad that's done. I got that handled, and that guy was really helpful, and I'm glad I got through to Mint Mobile, and she was really helpful. And of course, now I'm going to get home, and I'm going to have to try to figure out what the hell my password is to my own Wi-Fi, because I don't know it. I'm going to have to figure out like where I find that information out and get it keyed in. So that sucks. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being at home, and hopefully it's not too hot in my apartment, because at this point I've just had my thermostat turned off for about a month and a half, and my property manager has to send somebody out to switch it over from heating to cooling before I can turn on the air conditioning. So it's probably not too bad in the apartment. I mean, I had a few windows cracked last night. It was kind of chilly last night. It was chilly in the early morning, so that's probably still plenty comfortable in my apartment. So I didn't get a chance to really talk about karaoke last night at Skipper's Lounge. I'll be honest, the karaoke is really good. The host is an absolute sweetheart, and I really like her. Really like her. Kind of odd, a few songs I've wanted to sing that they haven't had, but all in all, they seem to have a really amazing selection. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but they're also on Songbook TV, so that's nice. I mean, that's a interface I'm super familiar with, since I've been using Songbook TV for many years for my own karaoke catalog. So yeah, I almost really had a good time. I did feel very isolated, and it was definitely one of those, yeah, I'm a person out by myself who's got social issues, and nobody really. I did have some people who actually kind of approached me and talked to me later, and I finally kind of loosened up after a couple pitchers of beer, but it sure didn't start well. Anyway, I should just wrap this up, because I'm sure I'm hard to hear over the camera having a seizure. But anyway, thanks for playing with me on this drive as I try to take care of things by myself, since I'm so painfully alone.